everyone, this is Yuliani again. Welcome to my Linguistics for Dumb Me series, where I'll be explaining linguistics topics in a simple and fun way because of my slow processing brain. In this video, I'm giving you an explanation about variation in language, which include variables and variants, stereotypes of language variations, and what motivates language variations. Ready, steady, go! First, did you try to pronounce the words I gave you in the beginning of this video? I'm sure some of you pronounced this word as paradigm, this word as archive, this word as rationale, this word as determine, and this word as societal. The correct pronunciations for those words are paradigm, archive, rationale, determine, and societal. Why would you pronounce paradigm as paradigm? It's perhaps because in Indonesian, the word is pronounced paradigma. Similar thing also happens when you pronounced archive as archive because in Indonesian, it's arsip. Your pronunciation is sometimes influenced by your first language, that is Indonesian. This is called first language interference, when your first language sometimes affects your second language learning. The next word you may have mispronounced, rationale, determine, and societal, are probably caused by your getting used to seeing that endings ale is pronounced ale and ending ine is pronounced ein in some English words. Also, you've probably seen word social often and tend to pronounce any similar word with the same pronunciation. What would be the correct pronunciations, or what are supposed to be, written in dictionaries or grammar books are called variable. In other words, variables are the abstract representation of the source of variation, which is realized by variance. What we actually say, write, or make from variables. Huh? Come again? Put it in a simple way. What we're supposed to say, write, or make according to dictionaries, grammar books, or your grammar teachers are called variables. Then, what we actually say, write, or make from a language is called variance. We're supposed to say, "Are you hungry?" when we want to ask our friend if he or she is hungry, according to grammar books and teachers. That's a variable. But, in reality, we often simply say one word, hungry, with rising intonation to ask a question. That's a variant from "Are you hungry?" Another variant from "Are you hungry?" is "You hungry?" So, one variable can have more than one variant. Now, take a deep breath before we continue to the next point. Now that you have taken a breath, I've got some questions for you. What do you think a standard Indonesian is? What about a standard American English? Also, what about standard British English? Come on, think. I'll give you some time to think. Huh? Most of us would think that a standard Indonesian is the Indonesian language written in textbooks, or one which is used by news anchors, politicians, and other public figures in formal situations. We would also assume a standard American English as the one used by CNN News, and a standard British English is what is used by BBC UK. Do you know that those assumptions we make are actually linguistic stereotypes? A linguistic stereotype is a linguistic feature that is widely known and is very often the subject of dialect performances and impersonations. For example, when we listen to the characters in Harry Potter movies speaking and we think that they're using standard British English. Or when we listen to the Avengers talking, we often think they're using standard American English. We then try to imitate the accents of those movie characters, which are actually stereotypes. What if, just what if, Black Widow used English with a bit of Indonesian or Sundanese accent in her speech? Would that also be a standard English to you? Hello, I'm Black Widow. My real name is actually Natasha Romanov. I'm a member of the Avengers. Another example of linguistic stereotype is when public thinks that Sundanese people can't pronounce sound. What? That's a lie! Fuck you! Everyone must want to use their language alternatively. There are several reasons why someone wants to alter their language. First, we want to fit in with some people. For example, when I talk to my students who are way younger than me, I don't use very formal language so my students don't feel awkward talking to me. Second, we want to be different from others. For example, I use a British accent when speaking English in front of American accent-speaking people. Third, we want to show what has value and cost. For instance, I use polite Indonesian when talking to someone older because polite Indonesian has value when used to older people and has cost when not used them. The last reason why we alter our language is to figure out what others are doing. For example, I use a persuasive language to someone so he or she is willing to tell me information I want to hear. Phew! What a long explanation. I hope you can understand what was told. If there are parts you don't understand, feel free to ask me questions. That's it then, I'm leaving. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Ta-ta!